When I was going through school, I sucked at retaining information. Like, I was horrible at it. See, I always had this issue where I wanted to comprehend what I was learning, not just memorize it. I knew lots of people that would cram before a test or cram before a presentation, and they would just be able to kind of regurgitate whatever they had learned that night before. Whereas I really wanted to learn. And that's probably why I do the videos and the structure that I do them, is because I want to parlay that over to my viewers. But in this video, I wanted to give 3 good ways that you can improve your memory. Simple ways to retain more information that'll allow you to truly and sincerely comprehend it. So let's just get right into it. Okay, the first one is to study before you go to sleep. Now, those of you watching may not be people that are in school. You may not be people that have a test coming up, but you still want to retain information. You see, so many of us are conditioned to read the newspaper first thing in the morning or read the news first thing in the morning. If you truly want to understand what's happening in the world, read it before you go to bed. You might not want to read some stressful material because obviously that can keep you up, but you see, the brain works in ways of consolidation. And if you read something before you go to bed, you have less external factors that are competing for brain space, allowing your brain to sort of collate and defragment and put these components that you just researched or just studied into the right place. Now, it sounds kind of crazy, but truly, you can actually file away thoughts and file away information that you study much better when you do it right before you go to bed. The number 2 way that I want you to improve your memory is to visualize. And it sounds kind of woo-woo witch doctor, but it makes some sense. Okay, so we've got a lot of people out there that are visual learners. They say they learn better through video. Heck, you might be watching this video because you're a visual learner. Simply watching me relay this information to you is much easier than reading it. Well, I want you to visualize whatever you are trying to retain. Visualize it coming through on a screen, even if you're reading it. Or sit down for a minute and visualize yourself in that situation. So let's say you're reading about war. Let's just say you're reading about war in the Middle East or something like that. If you literally just close your eyes and you visualize yourself there with what you are reading, studies have shown that you can retain up to 75% more simply by doing that. That can come into play. So you visualize a little bit before you go to bed, then you've got a double whammy. Boom, you're already retaining significantly more. Now let's talk about the number 3 memory retention technique, and this is probably my favorite. This is called testing yourself. Literally talking to yourself and testing yourself and iterating information to yourself. So let's say you read something. Well, you could actually ask what you just read in the form of a question to yourself, and it can increase your retention significantly. It has been shown in multiple studies that actually going through and articulating what you are trying to retain and asking yourself in the form of a question can increase retention by a significant amount. So an example would be, let's say you just read about how lipolysis works. Well, you would simply talk to yourself and say, how does fat actually get out of the cell and into the bloodstream? And then you would answer the question. You may sound a little bit like a crazy person talking to yourself, but if you're doing this in confinement, you're just trying to learn, it's honestly one of the best possible ways. A lot of this comes back to what are called the benefits of self-explanation. Researchers have been studying self-explanation for decades. Self-explanation is just that. You're explaining the situation to yourself. That's why rehearsing for a play or rehearsing for a movie is so important. When you actually speak it and you explain to yourself as if someone else is explaining it to you, it gives you that objective look at the situation that allows you to not just sort of brain vomit, but to actually retain, comprehend, and be able to articulate it with true intention and actually deliver a message the way that it should be delivered. So there you have it, 3 simple techniques that you can use to increase your memory, which can therefore help you retain more information from my videos, which can therefore help you get in the best shape of your life. As always, keep it locked in here in my videos and let me know if you have any video suggestions.